Bonjour à tous and welcome to French for a Day. This is my little French corner where I love to talk about French beauty, fashion and lifestyle, and I love to celebrate my love for France. In today's video I'm going to share with you 2 French makeup secrets that are going to help you to achieve the effortless French makeup look. When I first moved to France, this was the time when I was very interested in makeup. I was already following a few YouTube channels and I was trying to recreate the looks. I was buying a lot of makeup products and I was trying to build my makeup collection. I was always interested in this very effortless, beautiful makeup look that French women had, but somehow my makeup looks were more Italian. I would be heavy on the bronzer, heavy on the eyeliner and a few coats of mascara. So my makeup look was very different from what I was seeing in France. And my first French makeup lesson was from a very beautiful, wonderful lady. She was in her 80s, I was in my 20s, and she was very nice to me when I first moved to France. She was my neighbor and we would often have tea together. And there's something that she taught me that I wanted to share with you because I think that this was something that changed my whole perception of makeup. So this wonderful lady was the first French woman that did my makeup, and I loved my makeup, and she only used 2 products. Believe it or not, she used only 2 products on my face. She used just a tinted moisturizer, a lightweight foundation, actually not a tinted moisturizer, it was a lightweight foundation from Chanel, and she used a lipstick. These were the 2 products that she used on my face, and I loved how my face looked. And one of my biggest makeup mistake actually was that I was never choosing the right shade foundation, and I see this very often on people and on a lot of people. Things have changed a lot in Italy, but back in the day, like approximately 10-12 years ago in Italy, I don't know why, but most brands would offer foundations that were too dark. We would miss like the first 2 palest shades foundations. And for some reason, a lot of people think that Italian women have deeper skin tone and they are, let's say, light medium skin tone, but there are a lot of Italians that have exactly my skin tone and even blonde hair, blue eyes. They are completely fair complexions, and for them it's a little bit challenging to choose the right foundation shade. So in Italy it becomes, back in the day, now things are different, things have changed a lot in Italy, but back in the day it was a little bit hard. If you just go into a cosmetic store and you want a certain brand foundation, you might not find the right shade for you. And that was my number 1 mistake that this beautiful lady, Geneviève, she corrected. We were very honest with each other and I love to talk to her about French culture, about French history. She was very well educated and she was one of the person that really helped me to love France and helped me to... I used to love France back then, but I have fallen in love even more and more after the conversations that I had with her. So once she was very honest with me and she said, like, I never see you using your right shade of foundation. You have fair skin, which is beautiful, but why do you always use a shade deeper? Well, it was because a lot of people did that back then in Italy, and also me watching a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of the YouTubers used to bronze their body and then their face was going to be paler and they were going to use a deeper shade foundation. So I was just copy-pasting everything. I was copying the makeup looks and for some reason I was using always deeper shade foundation. So this is one of the biggest challenges of makeup, and I think that one of the biggest secrets of makeup: choose the foundation that is right for you. Complexion is very important for French women. They always have this beautiful flawless complexion and you think that they're not wearing the tiniest bit of makeup. Most of the time they are wearing makeup. Most of the time they actually spent a lot of time to make their skin look good, and they use foundation. A lot of them use foundation on a daily basis. It's just that you don't see it. And how you don't see that they're wearing foundation? First of all, they choose the right consistency foundation. So foundations don't work. There is no one foundation that is going to work for absolutely everyone. You have to take into consideration your skin type. This is the number one reason why your foundation might not look good on you. Let's say you can't have dry skin and use powder foundation, or you can't have dehydrated skin and use powder foundation, because somehow this is not going to look good on your skin. It's going to emphasize the dryness on your skin, and it's generally not good. So if you have dry skin, you would opt for more glowy foundations with thin consistency, because they are not going to emphasize the dryness on your skin. And then if you have oily skin, a lot of times if you choose a glowy foundation, you have to be forced to use a lot of powder, so it's going to look cakey over time and during the day. So if you have oily skin that produces a lot of oil, you might need to use a powder foundation. This is probably going to be your best choice. But one thing that people often underestimate is the shade of foundation that they are choosing. And often when we choose online, it's a little bit challenging to choose the right shade foundation. And also, when you go in store, the lighting that you have in store is completely different from what you're going to see outside. So I find that a lot of people still feel a little bit ashamed and to test the foundation and to ask for a sample of a foundation. Foundation is a product that you're going to use for months. So there is nothing wrong in just asking a little sample of the foundation, going outside of the store and testing the foundation on your skin in natural light. Because if you test the foundation, we often test the foundation here. But if you have a look at my hands now, my hands are usually exposed. So the color here is going to be always a little bit different from your face. When you're choosing your foundation, you have to take into consideration your neck, chest, face, and the arms, preferably. A lot of people self-tan, and usually their body is going to be deeper than the face. But if you do not self-tan like myself, most probably then your face is going to be a shade deeper than your neck and chest. And then this is becoming challenging. So your foundation should match perfectly with your neck, chest, and face. And this is going to help you to create this seamless, absolutely gorgeous look. The only way to know for sure if a foundation is going to work for you, if it's going to be the correct shade, is just to ask for a little sample. I think that a lot of cosmetic stores, both in the US and both in Europe, have these little jars where if you're testing a new foundation, there is nothing wrong in asking them to give you such tiny jar so that you can test the foundation at home and in natural light. I've seen a lot of people underestimate that, or they want to be a shade deeper. Usually if you have fair skin tone like me, I don't know why, but we always want to be a shade deeper than we are. Well, fair skin is beautiful as well. Just celebrate your fair skin and choose the right foundation shade. Even today, after that many years, I have right now at least 5 foundations that are not the right shade. And my last purchase actually was the Sisley Tinted Moisturizer in the shade 0.5. For some reason, I just caught into the excitement thinking that it's going to match my skin tone beautifully. Well, my correct shade is 0. It's the palest shade possible, and 0.5 it just matches beautifully with my face, but then my neck and my chest, they appear a shade paler. I believe I have 6 foundations that do not match my skin tone. They are a shade deeper than my skin tone, and I have to lighten them. I have to use a little bit. I use the Givenchy concealer in the shade blue so that it brightens the foundation so that I can use it. But even after so many years, I still have right now 6 foundations that are quite new, and they're not my correct shade. Now, why this happens? Because usually when I go to shop for foundations, the shop assistants are so nice. They are always so chatty, so wonderful, but they are usually in their early 20s. They don't have that much experience with makeup, and they usually are going to advise you, and they are usually going to convince you to get the deeper shade foundation. At least that's what always happens to me, and that's why right now I have 6 foundations that are so expensive, and it's just unpleasant that I have to make them work. And this is just something to keep in mind when you go in store. Be careful with the shop assistants. Sometimes they are going to be young girls that are full of excitement and I love them so much, but they always give me the wrong shade. They always are going to match me a shade deeper because they match me always. They match my face. And then when I go home and when I apply the foundation, you know, a lot of foundations tend to oxidize a little bit. So when you are in doubt, buy the paler shade foundation. That's something that I've learned over the years, because if you're in doubt and you buy the deeper shade, most of the time it's going to blend with your oils, natural oils of your skin. It's going to darken a little bit over time, like after 2-3 hours, and then you end up having completely different color of your face and neck. Why the correct shade foundation is so important? Because if you do not have the correct shade foundation, you will have to make it work, which means that you're going to add more products. You're going to add more powder. Some people are going to add blushes. Some people are going to add concealers to lighten the foundation a little bit. And you add more product and you add more makeup. And this is when your face starts to look cakey. This is when people are going to see that you're wearing makeup, and you want to get away with as little makeup as possible, because this creates the whole illusion of you having absolutely gorgeous skin. And this is the whole magic of the French makeup look, being invisible, something that is going to match your skin so perfectly. It's going to complement your skin so perfectly that people are not even going to notice that it's there. This is the whole magic of the French makeup look. And then the other product that is essential for the French makeup look is a beautiful lipstick. Now, this lipstick doesn't necessarily have to be a red lipstick. Very often, and I believe that every French woman has a red lipstick, but I would tell you from my experience and from the times when I lived in France and also right now, a lot of times people that you see in France wearing this bright red lipstick are going to be foreigners. They are not going to be French women. French women wear the red lip, of course they do, but not all the time, not on all occasions. It's not like something that they do every single day. Most of the time, they are actually going to wear a beautiful shade of nude lipstick that is going to complement their skin tone so beautifully. It's going to brighten their complexion. It's going to be so nice, so attractive, and at the same time subtle and elegant and business appropriate. Because let's face it, not all the time the red lipstick is not always business appropriate, and it depends on what profession you have, of course, but you can never go wrong with a nude lipstick. And this is from my experience. I think that a lot of people who work in an office and who are working professionals, most of the time, these French women are going to choose the shade of nude lipstick. Now, how to choose the perfect nude lipstick? This can be a little bit tricky, and this is the video that I'm going to recommend, which is going to help you to choose the perfect nude shade for your skin tone. And here, when I say a nude lipstick, I don't talk about this very pale nude lipstick, and very often makeup artists are going to advise you to choose that the perfect nude lipstick is going to be a shade paler than your lips. This can work for editorials. This can work if you are on camera and if you create a makeup look that is going to work with this very pale, almost grayish nude lip. But then if you want a beautiful nude lipstick that you can just put on your lips and go out and look beautiful, then this is the video for you. This is the video that is going to help you to choose the perfect nude lipstick for your skin tone. And now a lot of people are going to ask, but what if I apply only foundation and lipstick? Am I not going to look like I'm sick without a touch of blush? Yes, you are, but the perfect shade of lipstick for you is going to work equally well on your lips and on your cheeks. So you basically don't need the blush. You can skip the blush. Of course, there are a lot of other makeup products that you can add to your kit, but everything else is going to be additional. To start your French makeup kit, you only need the perfect foundation, the perfect base product, and the perfect lipstick. And this is enough to brighten your complexion. In these days, when you absolutely don't have time, when you want to look put together, when you want to recreate the French makeup look, the only two products that you need is going to be a beautiful foundation, a good base that is going to work for your skin, and a lipstick that you are going to apply on your lips and on your cheeks. And that's all that you need. Of course, after that, you can add mascara, you can buy blushes, you can buy eyeshadows, you can buy whatever you want. But these are going to be additional products. These are the first two products that if you get correctly, if you choose the right shade of lipstick and the right shade and texture of your foundation, then you're good to go with the French makeup look. Thank you so much for spending time with me and for watching French for a Day. I hope to see you next time. À bientôt!